automatically. It is the technology show where we translate geek.
And we unmute our mic into geek.
Speak.
Normal speak.
For the last time this week.
Yeah. The last time this year. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Technology Show.
The Technology Show.
Technology Show.
So I'm going to share my screen because that's what we've been doing lately.
It's going to share a screen. Well, I hope you've all been nice and not naughty, but, you know, naughty does come into it today. There's business tech news that's about naughty. So.
Is there? Great.
Yeah.
I got such a cool thing. It's called the Portable North Pole.
And I beg your pardon?
No, I haven't got into like what we're starting about now.
Because
it kind of goes into things with a Z.
But you've shared a screen.
Okay, but before we do this, you just said naughty.
Yes, but I'm still looking at the young man.
Well, I had to put both up, right? I was being fair to our,
doesn't look as good as him.
Audiences that you could go either way, both ways, same ways. I don't know. But before we talk about that, there's a thing called Portable North Pole, where you can make a cool little video where Santa says, "Hey, Johnny, have you been a good boy? Your dad says you have in little photos. You're still on my good list. You're going to get and you can put a photo of the present in. It's fantastic. It's a free app."
What's it called?
Portable North Pole. I mean, we're doing things with a Z, and I talk about apps. So
Portable North
Pole. Yeah.
Okay.
Very cool. So why do I have half-naked people on my screen? It's very simple.
Because it's what every girl wants for Christmas. No, it's what every girl wants for Christmas is abs you can eat off.
Okay, so dad bods, you're right. So, well, dad bods, you can balance your plates.
I don't care if he's a dad or not a dad. I'm just interested in.
So back to the technology show with things with a Z. That is a heart rate belt, right? That's
what you're going to say. That is a hot.
Not a hot, heart. Come, you don't have to pronounce. Heart. That is a heart rate belt. When in the old days when we did exercise, you had to wear one of those stupid things, and they connected to a watch or they connected to the running machine.
And they're very sweet.
And they read your heartbeat. That's all they did, and they were actually uncomfortable.
And you know what? People used to share them.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Like now it is disgusting because you could
disgusting.
get coronavirus from that.
No, but that's still you get sweat from that. That's just disgusting.
Yeah, but people used to share them.
Okay, well, I didn't. But the reason I'm bringing that up is the brand that I had was a Sunto.
Yeah.
Sunto.
What's it stand for? It must stand for something.
It's a Finnish word. It's Scandinavian.
All right.
Now, they had a watch that paired to the belt and you connected it, and then you had an app on your phone. It was really ahead of its time in that sense, that your data could then dump down onto your phone. Sunto really made a name for themselves in the diving community, scuba diving. They have big diving watches that do your air. So they've always been about data, metrics, connectivity. Thankfully, we now have that.
It's so pretty.
It is pretty.
I love the rose gold touches. Does it only come in one color?
No, it comes in quite a few different colors, different color straps as well. That was actually the one I had to play with. So I was given one. And shout out to David and Jarvis from Closer PR. They sent it through to me to play.
Oh, nice.
I'll tag them up in the show. I thought, I'm always such a big Apple fanboy, right? I'm always talking about Apple and Apple this and Apple that. I had a Sunto, and just in the conversation of talking about it, this came up that they were the PR company that does work for Sunto. So he said, "Can I send you one to play with?" I said, "Sure." And with TCL and Alcatel, they're Android phones, so it connects. It does connect with an iPhone as well. So this is the first thing, right? Apple only plays with Apple, but everyone else does play with Apple as well if they need to. You can connect this Android Wear phone, watch to an iPhone, and you can get the notification. So to start with, and the reason I use that screenshot with a map, I'll get to that now. To start with, it is a smartwatch. It does your notifications. It tells you that you've got an email or a message, all the things that smartwatches do.
It does that too?
Yeah, it does all of that.
Oh.
I don't have other pictures of it, otherwise I'd show you. And unfortunately, I had to send the watch back yesterday. Otherwise, I would have brought that in to show you as well.
Okay, so
it does everything. So notifications when a phone call comes through.
But it does the fitness stuff better.
This is what I really. If I was going to, if you said to me, what's the one reason? Because everything should do one thing really well. Okay, the one thing that this watch does incredibly well. Well, you're talking about men now. We should do lots of things well. No, back to the watch.
Look, you're hard pushed to get a guy to do one thing well, let alone one thing really well.
Not there. We now there. Okay.
Yeah.
You can program your routes into the app using a map. Is it route or route? Because I say route and then everyone said, no, routing is something else, which we'll get to later on the show. But this is a technology show.
Which route are you taking?
Yes, which route? So you said route.
Route.
So why do I get called out for saying that it should be route?
Because route is ROUTE.
So which route are you taking is how I say it, but I was told in Australia I'm supposed to say route, like the Americans. Which route?
Well, we're not America.
Some people in America watch our show. So back to the watch. You can set your route.
Yep.
Using maps, Google Maps, and you can drag on it with your finger the route that you'd like to run.
Oh, wow.
So you set up a predetermined route. You give it a name. Okay. Now you can do it on your phone
I'm
as well.
tired. This will make me. Yeah. This will
and
make.
the nice thing about it is you run without your phone.
Like you have a fat route, a skinny route.
Yeah, I just had one that said my usual route. That's what I called it. I called it the usual route. Sorry,
the one that comes past the
There was
pub.
another route. No, route. Anyway, whichever route it is.
Confused.
So you then go for your run. If you deviate off that route,
it pings you. Okay, but what is a ping? How does it ping?
Your watch makes a sound.
Like, okay, right.
And it shows your notification.
And it's like
and
SOS.
shows you that you're off.
You're off.
It's gone
wrong.
Red. Yeah. So you can correct it. Now, the reason for that is
how long before they use that in like a James Bond movie to blow something up?
Probably already have. This might already have that technology in it, but they didn't give me the unlock key.
Miss Moneypenny. Okay.
So if you're training and you need to run the same route every single day.
We get it.
It's such a...
What else?
Okay. Battery life, really good, full day,
which
is important.
Now get to the important stuff, yeah.
All the Google apps from Google Wear are available. Now, the one thing I did like, because I've never had a watch with a round face, a smartwatch. The Apple Watch, as you know, has got a rectangular face. You can buy customized faces for a watch.
Yes.
Now, on Apple, you get no choice. You get the choice that Apple gives you, right? That's it.
Yep.
With Android and Wear, you can buy them third-party apps. So you can even put like a Rolex face in there, or you can get some really cool face. I downloaded one with all the workings, all the cogs and the
yes.
So now the watch actually becomes quite fancy. So if you're going out, you can have a really cool, clean watch, looking watch, like.
So it goes with everything.
And it's round, so it looks like a normal watch. There were two things. One, on a personal side, it was a little bit big for me. I've got very small wrists.
You've got dainty
I've got very small wrists.
You've got girl wrists.
I do. But
wow.
Let's go back to the technology show. So I found the watch was really big, but the pro on that is that you can see it clearly. Like if you're reading it for data,
that's like
you can
me.
see it.
I would need a big face.
The only fault that I had with the watch is that it has a proprietary charger. So the charger goes over the back. Now Apple has the same thing. I'm not attacking. Apple does exactly the same thing. Apple has the same proprietary charger. Why I say it's a problem?
You can't use it for other things.
No, and I think in this day and age, it should just be a port that you can just plug in, or like your normal.
But you can buy those. But can't you buy those things?
Yeah, you can get wireless
that
chargers.
Look like this, and you just sit it on.
You can get wireless chargers.
Okay, well.
But what I'm saying is, Apple and Sunto and LG and whoever else makes watches, like just add a little port.
Yes,
just a little USB port that we can use any USB charger.
Let's be honest here.
Yes.
Because Apple only plays with Apple. If I was another company.
No, this is a micro USB port.
I'm saying that if I was another company and not Apple, I would do what they are doing, which has a proprietary port, because Apple does it. So
here's what happens. You go running, you get lost. Yeah. Okay. Even though you're a GPS, you can get on. But some really nice male/female picks you up, takes you home, gives you supper, and lets you have a good night's sleep. Now you need to charge your watch, but you don't have the proprietary
serial killer.
But you don't have a proprietary charger there, but you need to charge your watch. But they might have had a USB charger. It's time now that all manufacturers.
Where have you thought of this? I'm out running and someone picks me up and takes me home.
I don't know. Maybe you passed out because you're unfit.
Here's the lesson. Ask them. Before they take you home.
Do you have a Sunto charger at home? No.
Do you have a proprietary charger that happens to fit in this?
Okay. So it's not against the watch. They all do it. I just wish everyone would come up with one standard.
Okay.
So that's my tech physical thing review for the week. Great product. It's actually on promotion at the moment. I think it's like down to $3.99 instead of $7.99 or $5.99.
Oh wow!
Just Google it. It's made by Google. Sunto 7. Sunto 7.
Sunto 7.
7. Yeah, you can see on the screen there. Sunto.
It's beautiful.
It is a lovely watch. Thanks again for letting me play with it. If you ever have enough of it and you just got to get rid of stock, you still have my address. You can send it back. Right. Moving along. How cute is that?
Ubi.
So this is
it Ubi?
my game.
Is it
My app of the week is
a game?
Ubi's Dimensions. Okay. I did a game because we're going into the festive time. I love playing games, as you know.
And it's cute.
It's so cute, but this is what's so it's one of these brain games. I put a little screen video while we're talking about it. Okay.
Okay.
So if I click
Press
there,
play.
so you've got to make Ubi walk.
Ubi is the thing, right?
He's Ubi.
He's the little thing.
But look how it changes.
It's not
so
gender
using
specific.
3D. Now he's not gender specific, but you've got to move everything by rotating your finger around. You've got to move his world, his dimensions. That way, and to get to that little diamond piece. That's why I froze it there.
Is it like a shoot?
No, you've got to fall or turn. So if you look back here, if I can go back to here, for example, right? So you're doing that. By doing that, you're changing the dimension.
Oh.
So by moving that way, the whole world rotates, and that piece will fall. See, it falls. Right. That crushes you. So that's not the option, because you're trying to get to that little thing over there.
What happens when you get the diamond?
Then the level ends, and you move to the next level.
Oh. So is it always the diamond?
It's always a diamond.
Makes sense.
I've only played 20 levels of the 50 that I have at the moment. But look here, you see how this rotates?
Yeah.
So it's that whole 3D play. So if you walk straight, you can get to the diamond, but as soon as you walk straight, it turns.
Oh.
Now it's not there. Now, if you turn that around, you'll fall off the cliff. You won't get the diamond. So you've got to be able to figure out which. So from here, you've got to go back and then go to that side and turn and then come back again. It's probably taken me 35 minutes to do the 20 levels. So it's really good gameplay, good value, one-off purchase. There is a free version.
There's a free version. And how much is the one-off purchase?
I think it's $4 or $5.
Okay, did you buy it?
I've got the full version. It's an independent developer. It's always good to support them.
We like them.
Android and iOS.
Ooh.
So it's both. You can get it on both. Ubi's Dimensions. The developers made some other games as well. I haven't looked at them yet. Maybe I will. But this reminds me of Monument Valley, which is a game I featured many years ago. It won multiple awards. So this, if you liked Monument Valley and that engine, this is very similar to that same genre where you have to really figure out.
Does Ubi change colors?
He hasn't changed colors for me yet. So I don't think so. So that is my app of the week and my tech of the week.
We like Ubi.
He's cute, huh? Look at that. He's just like a cute little guy.
He doesn't smile.
Yeah. Well, you would also be upset if you locked in this world where things are just going wrong. What do we have next?
I thought that was just COVID.
Ooh, a fiery eye. Why have I got a fiery eye?
Because we've got business tech news.
Business tech news. So this is embarrassing, but at least they owned up to it. There's a company called FireEye.
FireEye,
That's not their logo.
They are a cybersecurity firm.
They're a cybersecurity firm,
and they got hacked.
Not only, so this is where it's scary. They got attacked.
Yeah.
Okay. But more scary is that the hackers stole the software that they used to prevent hacking. So they basically took their tools. So now that means by understanding their tools, the hackers and termite and the technology, they can probably go a long way to now combat any of FireEye or any other cybersecurity companies' efforts to stop.
What I want to know is who dobbed them in, because you'd want to keep that quiet. They said it.
From what I understand, they went public with it, which I respect.
I do too.
I think that's really good. Look, we're in an age where it's happening every day.
Yeah.
There is one thing. I'm not attacking Windows now, but you know I'm a Mac user. No. But what's come up in reading this article, so it's a warning.
Yep.
Apparently, it might have been patched already. Okay. I mean, with news, it happens so quickly. But apparently, Office 365.
Yep.
Has a weak link in it that people can come into your network via your Office 365.
Right.
I don't know if it's one of the programs within the suite. I don't know if it's one of the applications within the suite, as in Word or Excel, PowerPoint, whatever. I don't know. I don't use it. But just be careful. And if there is an update, people, please always do the update. In fact, on that note, I'm going to have a go at Apple. I could not get my MacBook to unlock with my watch after the big update to Big Sur.
Right. Yep.
Couldn't do it. Went to the forums, looked at a lot of people having the same problem. Apple, unfortunately, doesn't own up to anything.
Right.
They're just quiet. And then all of a sudden, magically, thanks, Alex, there's an update. So the watch got an update, the phone got an update, the Mac got an update, now it's all working again. So there was clearly something wrong. They broke something when they did Big Sur, and then they did the update again.
They went,
yeah, but they just keep quiet, which bugs me. Rather than say, yes, we're idiots, we broke something, we're working on it, and the fix will be coming out soon. Then I know, so I don't have to waste time trying to figure out and reset and reinstall. The point that I'm making is updates are important.
Do your
the
updates.
First thing you do is an update. That's
Keep
the
your
first thing you
knobs shiny.
do. No, that's later.
Everything clean. And
should always keep everything clean, especially in COVID
And
worlds.
now, speaking of clean,
yes,
or dirty,
you will Visa and MasterCard. Do I hit the next button? I go, Sunk. No more Visa, MasterCard. Where,
that's
Angela?
it. You can't use your Visa or MasterCard on Pornhub anymore, people.
What's Pornhub?
Stop it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's a porn hub. It's a hub that has porn.
Watch the
Now,
traffic to Pornhub go flying up at this moment
but
in
there
time.
is still a free version, so you don't have to worry about that.
There we go.
However,
I'm not even going to ask why. How you know that?
That said, there's a reason why.
There's a reason for it.
And this is a good thing. So we have to give like 5 stars to Visa and MasterCard for taking this stance.
So when I first read this, I was like, finally, Amex must be ecstatic because now you can use your Amex card only.
Yeah, you can still use your Amex and you get like 2 points for every dollar.
2 points for every point.
2 points for every dollar you spend.
Cool. There we go. There's a reason for this. I respect Visa and MasterCard for this.
Yeah.
On Pornhub, apparently, I'm going to just say apparently because we don't know. I mean, it must be there, otherwise they would have done this. But apparently there was rape footage, like forced sex, and potentially underage. So with all porn sites, they normally have these certificates that the models are over 18.
Yeah, and it's not being moderated. That is the view that Visa and MasterCard have taken.
Correct.
It's not being moderated, and so what they're saying is that they've said to Pornhub, you're not going to be able to use
sort your stuff out.
Our facilities. You won't be able to use our facilities in your merchant area until you fix that stuff.
So Pornhub has come back and they say they're quite disappointed with this, blah blah blah. You know what? I say well done to Visa.
I don't care how disappointed you are.
Sort your stuff out. Put moderate. So their argument. So just explain moderation. So with moderation, any content that comes into a website, and we're talking with the malls on that as well.
Yep.
You have the choice to whether you allow that content to present or not. So Pornhub, along with all other big sites like the Amazons in the world, it's really hard for them to moderate because there's thousands of pieces of content coming in. I get that. But you know what? It's your site. You're making money from this.
Yeah.
If someone, male or female, is being raped
there's no
having their images put online.
There's no excuse here.
Correct.
There's no excuse.
You can't monetize off that.
No.
So sort your stuff out. Get your stuff sorted. Find a tool. Maybe it needs to be something like, if you can prove that it's bad content, then that person that put the content up faces a mandatory 10-year jail.
Well,
or something like that.
There should be a criminal offence attached to it.
There probably is.
When on discovery, there should be a criminal offence.
There probably is, but we both know how bad any legal system is. They're an American company. You've got states. Each state has a different law.
And there's the freedom of
Trump that's still trying to fight his way. Yeah. So, but I do respect. I do respect Visa and MasterCard, and well done to them. This image I had up a little while ago, a few shows ago. Do you remember that? What this was about?
Phones.
Yes.
Kohl's phones.
Selling the refurbished iPhone 7 for $259.
And they sold out. They've
sold out. So I have to put another no.
Hey,
dude.
Geeks, if you've got any more iPhone 7, send them to Kohl's.
So they have come online saying, first of all, apparently they only sent 5 units to each phone, to each store.
5?
But I think that's about the supply and demand. Now, why I actually brought the story back up again, not because I wanted to be able to use my fancy no animation, well, I did, but because I built it once, but the iPhone 7 is 4-year-old technology.
Yeah.
So
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years old. 4 years old.
4 year root
which
route.
is quite old for tech.
It is old for tech. But the point that I'm getting is that people still want 4-year-old technology because it can still do the job.
And it's $250.
It might be slower. It might not function the way, the iPhone 10 or 12, whatever it does, or the latest Android device. The point that I'm making, though, is you don't need to spend money on technology if the technology does what you need it to do. And I think that's where this is so cool. For $259, think about now, we're going to Christmas time. You finally decided that your kid's going to get his or her first phone.
Yep.
You can give them an iPhone, which is awesome. It's refurbed, so it's basically brand new.
Yeah.
Has guarantees for under $300.
It's a great Christmas.
You don't want to go and spend $1,200 or $1,300 on an iPhone. It still has all the games and all the apps.
That they will break.
Correct.
Or lose.
So Kohl's has come out and said they are looking to
get some more
stock in, but they also will continue this whole refurbed program into 2021.
Okay, do they they don't make iPhone 7 anymore.
No.
So it's
Or
only
8s.
so it's only what's already out there.
So the refurb process is when you
return.
trade your phone in, it
Yeah.
goes back into.
If you trade your phone in.
A lot of people do.
I don't.
No, neither do I. There's a reason I don't, though. There's two reasons I don't.
You hang on to them for.
It's like tech. It's like my child. I can't get rid of it. In fact, I'm going to say to the closer guys again, if you're listening and you want to send the watch back, I hate giving away technology, even if it doesn't work anymore. It's just like my stuff. It's mine. My precious.
I've still got my Ericsson phone.
Yeah, so do I.
My 3 Blackberries.
Only 3.
My 3 Blackberries. My original
I still use a Blackberry.
My original Nokia.
Yeah, I've got my original Nokia as well.
And
I've got my Alcatel. Thanks for sponsoring the show, Alcatel. But the HB 160, I must actually dig that up and bring that in. It's like this brick. I don't know if I can carry it all this way here. However, there's another reason I don't get rid of my technology.
Why?
Privacy. I don't know what data is on there, even if I've reset it, like a little hard drive. I've always been scared. Not that I've done anything I shouldn't do, but your bank details could be on there. Could be photos on there of my kid. So I've just anything that has a hard drive. So with a hard drive, when you destroy something, pick up a drill, straight through the hard drive.
Right.
If you're selling a computer, go and buy a new hard drive and stick a new hard drive in it and give it to them.
Yep.
Always destroy your hard drives. Memory cards, snap them in half if you no longer need them. If they stop working, they might not have stopped working.
They might, yeah.
So break them. What else have I got on our...
I have news.
Yes, tell me.
I have tech news. TikTok. And
app.
Samsung.
Yes.
You don't know. Don't tell me I know a piece of tech news that you don't know.
I may know, I may not know.
So TikTok and Samsung have done a deal.
Yes.
And TikTok now is going to be pre-installed on the smart TVs. So when you get the TV in your lounge room.
Yes, you'll be able to watch TikTok.
And I can't think of anything more ridiculous.
So I'm going to have to say something. If you remember, we were still recording the shows in the cafe when Aria was hosting. Hello, Aria. I'll have to tag him. What minutes are we on? Minute number 22. I'll send him a note because I know he watches the whole show anyway. So he made TikTok the app of the week. I used to only, that was precious to me. App of the week was my thing. It's like, Brett, I want to do TikTok.
And one day he said,
this is the thing. I was like, oh, this is ridiculous. And he was right. He called it all the way back then. I mean, it's blown up. I don't get TikTok, but I have wasted so much time on it. It's just that scrolling of mindless people doing mindless shit mindlessly.
Look, COVID did well for TikTok.
Yeah,
it was a
except
good thing
for legally, but
for TikTok. But now that it's going to be pre-installed on the smart TVs,
it's a brilliant move.
And
though, right?
Samsung having come out, given that they have one of those other rival phones to the iPhone.
So it'll obviously be pre-installed there as well.
It's an interesting. It's an interesting situation.
Yeah. So
which is good for the whole family. When the whole family wants to watch something on TikTok,
there's a problem though with TikTok. So TikTok learns from you.
There's more than one problem.
No, but what I'm saying, it learns from you. So if it's my account, I'd love Samsung to answer this question then. If it's my account, okay. So like Kate always says to me, it's always girls on your TikTok thing. I'm not embarrassed to say that. I scroll through and I see girls and I'll look at that. So if it plays long enough,
the dwell time,
the dwell time,
it knows your dwell time.
Correct. But there's also this rapper who is homeless, who if you give him 3 words, he makes up a song freestyle. Watch that. There's cars. So those are my interests. So now I'm sitting at home. I don't know if Gail wants to sit and watch girls doing whatever the dances in their bikinis or cars doing burnouts and that. So how will it work in the family environment? Correct.
Whose account will be on the TV?
Do you have to tell it who's signed in?
So
it's a privacy issue. So it's a great idea.
Because it's an account. Even though it's an app on the TV.
Does it look at what you're watching on TV and then find TikTok content that's relevant? Or is it just an excuse to put adverts on your TV?
Here's the thing. Husbands and partners, beware. Because
your feed is going to be revealed. Scantily clad models in the bikini.
Stuff.
Hey, that's what I've got.
Did you say skanky or scantily?
Scantily.
Thought he said skanky.
So, but you know what this is an excuse for though? Just to stick more ads on your TV screen, which means they make the money and not the network. So they're going to probably come into a little bit of fun for that one. Who's going to clip the ticket on that?
Well, not us, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, we tried that with Facebook and Google, right? So that brings me to almost the end of tech news, but I have one more. Read that one.
Alexa, where's Google?
And it's Sunday night at 11 o'clock
Bye-bye,
Australian
Google.
Eastern Standard Time. That was a damn good question. So Google went down for nearly an hour.
So I can't imagine. I'm sure they couldn't imagine it either. So
I'll
Google
tell
in
you,
Australia?
Globally, 1 hour.
Do you think someone did it
No
on
Google,
purpose?
no. But let me just put it this way. I do not want to live. I do not want to breathe oxygen on this beautiful planet without Google. I did not know
I
what
didn't
to
even
do
know
with
it
myself
happened.
for that hour.
I'm so grateful my life does not revolve around Google.
But it does. So let me explain that statement, or it can do. I think you use Office 365.
Correct.
So you have the potential to be hacked through their thing. I use Google. So my email, I could not get email. I'd sat down to do an hour's worth of work. I had no email. I could not search anything because there was no Google. I don't have a Windows machine, so I don't have Bing.
Or
which
Edge.
is or Edge or any of the other things. I chose, even though I'm an Apple fan and I have all my Apple devices, my house runs on Google's Home Assistant on the hub.
But you are stupid.
I couldn't turn things on. I couldn't turn things off. I had to actually physically go and touch buttons. Someone's just come online. Nadal's come online and said, very painful. I can't tell you the pain I felt. I felt like I'd woken up in a dystopic future.
All right. So did we find out what happened?
Oh, it just went down. Their servers went down. They had a
So
glitch.
someone flicked a switch.
Probably. You know those stickers that say
Don't
never turn
touch.
off? In fact, Better Call Saul, season 2, episode 2, I think. He goes into an office and he's got a switch with a sticker that says don't ever turn off. And what does he do? He peels it back and he turns off the switch. There it is. How did I know the series number in the episode? That's scary. Anyway,
because you searched it on Google and it came back up.
No, I couldn't.
Okay, so it went down.
It went down.
And then how did you know that it came back?
Well, my phone started going ping,
Bing,
ping,
bing,
ping, ping. But we've become the point that I'm making.
No, you've become.
No, we.
No, you.
No, we. Do you not Google stuff?
I do.
Do you have a Gmail account?
I don't know.
All right.
I hate Gmail.
Let me. So all the wonderful people that
I do
the show.
I do have.
Hold on. All the wonderful people that watch the show.
Yeah.
After the fact.
Yeah.
Where do they watch it?
YouTube.
Who owns YouTube?
Google.
Now let me ask you a question again. Does it affect your world when all the content you've spent your life doing this last year is not there?
I also have the content embedded in other places
but
and not directly from YouTube.
But no one can see it.
Don't worry.
But no one can see it.
No.
It's gone.
Well, you can get onto your other social media
but
platforms.
we drive our traffic to SME TV.
But I'm saying
by the way, guys,
embedded
youtube.com/SME TV. But that's where we drive.
And podcasts, SME TV and podcasts.
So it was scary. It's an hour. It wasn't a 5-minute glitch. It was an hour.
Has that ever happened before?
They've had momentary little blurbs.
You couldn't get a proposal out. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Obviously, his business is.
And I had to read that. I had to read that twice because I thought you meant like proposal as in propose to someone. And
He's
then I went
fairly newlywed, so probably not. He has an Android phone. He has one of those fancy Android phones that open and close. The Samsung Note
folds over.
Foldy. Nadal, we're going to have to get you into the show to show your foldy.
Does your foldy phone? Do you enjoy it? Does it really does it have a crease?
We're going to go down a rabbit hole now. We're going to really go down a rabbit hole now.
What's verifying?
It's just verifying something in the background on one of the other screens.
Oh.
So he couldn't get a proposal up because he uses an Android phone, Google. He runs his business on
pretty bad.
Probably. It's scary. And
it's a good excuse,
that was Sunday night.
Not the dog ate my homework, but Google ate my proposal.
It was Sunday morning elsewhere in the world. They still had their whole day. So you wake up in the morning, hey, Google, turn on the lights. Or the alarm doesn't go off and you miss your flight.
Oh.
Or there's so many things that are connected into these devices. I promise you. Yes, I love it. Okay, we'll get you on the show next year to come and show you.
Okay, so there's a lesson to be learned here. The
one.
moral of this story is do not depend on any one platform or device or hosty or whatever.
I got to use my animation one last time.
Should have had Siri.
I had to ask Siri for stuff, but Siri sucks. Yeah. Siri just sucks. I'm sorry.
Siri, where was Google?
No, please don't do that. She'll probably start talking now. In fact, she's got cheeky. When I go, Siri, well, my phone's off, my volume's off in there at the moment because we're in the studio. It goes, yeah, She says, yeah, to me. Like, seriously, she goes, yeah. I'm like, yeah. So that part you got right, but try and learn the accent for the rest of the stuff that I ask you. I'd really appreciate when you give me the right stuff.
Why should she do what you say?
We are finished. Tech
That's it?
news.
Okay, keep
Business
going.
tech news. Okay, so Q&A.
Qua.
What questions have we got?
Ooh.
Yes, 3 questions. What questions have we got?
What is a Tor browser?
Tor. Do you know what a Tor browser is, Angela?
Tor. It's someone who's Irish?
Or someone who maybe speaks with a parakeet. Tor? I don't know. No. Tor.
Yeah, what's a Tor browser? T-O-R. What's a Tor browser?
So the Tor browser is what you use to get to the dark web.
Oh.
So whoever's asked this question.
So is there like a Tor version of Chrome?
It's exactly what it is. Correct. So
it's
Tor, you go
Tor?
to tor.org. You download the Tor browser.
No, don't.
Okay, so I feel now I need to elaborate. The reason that someone's asked this question would only be because someone has
They've got a Visa and MasterCard for Pornhub.
It's probably a good thing we have anonymous questions. So I'll tell you why they've asked this question. Let's play the role play. Hi, how do you get to the dark web? You need a Tor browser. Oh, thank you very much.
Where do I find that?
Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with a Tor browser.
Tor.org.
Tor.org. I'm going to just put a public service.
How hilarious that this browser is a .org.
Well, it's an open source. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. So to get to the dark web, you need a Tor browser, or you need to really be able to write code, and you would be asking this question.
But you need to use a separate device that's not connected to anything else.
Yeah, I'm going to go one step further.
My question is why? Don't do it.
No, yeah, why? Why do you need to get to the dark web? That's the question.
Because there's stuff there. There's really cool stuff there that you might need.
Look,
and you don't want anyone else except the criminals.
Dark web a few times. So, okay, let's do it that way. If you are going to go to the dark web, we've spoken about this
because
before.
you want to do illegal activity. Okay.
Okay, or you're curious. Let's give you the benefit of the doubt.
Okay.
You need
or
to
you're
use
doing
a device,
research.
A device that you don't use on a network, right?
Yeah.
Turn off Wi-Fi, turn off everything. You then download the Tor browser, and then you go and do not connect that device using a hard cable for the internet. Go and buy a SIM card that can be thrown away after the fact. Even when you do go into the dark web, I always say go down into the dark web.
You don't. You go up into.
No, you go down.
You go down.
It's really deep.
It's hell.
It's not that easy to navigate. You need to find it. I think it's a program called Dabble. It's looks like Google, but it's not Google to search, because inside the web, it all works on code. You have to write script. But the Tor browser does give you almost a browsing
So when you go
scenario.
into so there's Tor browser, you don't go find me a new 2-bedroom house with a pool and a garage.
Definitely not. Unless you put on the list, so I can take someone to murder them there, or go and do a drug deal.
How can I bury a body?
Yeah, that's what you go down to the.
Right.
Another little word of advice: there are probably more narcs and cops down in the dark web than there are actual users. They're looking for people like you, not suggesting you doing anything wrong.
But that makes sense.
Yeah. But yeah, just be careful. That's what a Tor browser is.
So, right.
It's to go into.
Is there only one browser for the dark web?
As far as I know, yeah, you can only use a Tor, or you go into your terminal on your machine, your control panel, and you type in using, because it all works on IP address.
Right.
It doesn't work on HTTP.
So you have to know the IP address.
Yeah, you've got to know where you're going, and that's what Tor helps
you.
That's even
scarier. Okay.
Right. What's our next
number 2.
question?
Can I use any charger brand to charge my devices now that Apple is no longer sending out chargers? What do you mean Apple is no longer sending out chargers?
Okay.
So if I get a new iPhone, there's no charger?
No charge. I didn't get a charge. I just got a cable. Okay. So the simple answer is yes.
Cable and no plug.
No plug. So Apple, I love this. I think I mentioned this with the
That's
12.
so cheap.
So they said that they're doing good for the environment because there's so many chargers out there already. They can make the box smaller, less packaging, and by not putting another charger, less electronic waste. They didn't drop the price. They didn't pass that on to us,
That's
right?
That's all poopy.
Okay, but they are doing that. So the simple answer to the question is yes. However, each phone works on a different battery ampage. So they're all 5 volts or 18 watts, whatever it is. But you do get no-name brand chargers, and then you get brand name chargers. There's a reason for that. So In fact, you remember the guys last week or the week before that sent me from Zag, they sent me the screen protector.
Yep.
They sent me some toys. One of the things is a charger. It's rated, it's been certified, no shortcuts were taken making it. You've got $1,000 device. You don't want to go and charge it into a $5
or more.
Into a $5 wall socket.
Yeah.
So the simple answer is yes. You can charge it off your computer. You can charge it off the back of your TV if it's got a 5-volt USB charger, a USB port. But just be careful which charger you use. And the other thing as well that a lot of people do is they have chargers from different countries and they use adapters.
Yeah.
Okay. Adapter doesn't make proper contact always. It can affect the charging. If you don't get pure charge into your device, it can affect your battery life. It probably will affect your battery life. So I think where the stance with Apple is also for the Apple users. You've already got an iPhone charger from a previous device. Rather use that one. But there's nothing wrong with a Samsung quality charger or Huawei or any of those brands. What I'm saying is just, or a Belkin or a Zag, a well-known brand. Don't go and buy a $5 charger for your $1,000 phone.
So tell me,
yes,
why does wireless charging take so long to charge my phone? Seriously,
that's a great question.
Why is that a great question? Everybody knows why.
Why?
Because it's not direct feed.
Yes and no. So yes, it's not direct feed. However, you can get good wireless charging. This actually goes back to what we were saying in the previous question. So wireless charging uses magnetics, right?
Yep.
And there's a little coil inside your
nothing.
phone.
Yep.
So with Apple, it's in the dead center of the phone. So
where the Apple
around
is.
the Apple, that's where your charging base is. Samsung, I think, is towards the bottom. So when you put in the deck folder, it holds here.
Right.
This goes back to the first question. It depends on the wattage of the wireless charger. You can get a 5 watt, you can get a 7 watt, you can get a 12 watt. So the bigger the wattage, which generally means the more expensive, the more power it can generate, therefore the faster it can charge your device. But generally, you are 100% right. A wireless charger, because it's not making direct contact in, it's not pulling the full
it's going to take longer, which is fine if you do stuff overnight.
Why I like wireless charging, this is actually also a reason why they did it this way. You don't want your phone to ever sit on charge permanently, even though there's a little microchip that turns it off.
Yep.
Because having the charge on permanent, same as a laptop, you should never leave it plugged in the whole time.
Yep.
You'll see even now I'm doing the show, right? I'm not on power, and I've got 2 screens going and a camera, so my battery's going down. But at least once a week, I know that I'm giving my battery a good workout. Wireless charging, because it's slower, means you can just leave it on its. So if you're using one of those nice cool stands on your phone for video calling, you want the phone angled, it can be a wireless charger as well. It charges it slower, which means that you can leave it on the stand all day. Whereas opposed to leaving on a cable, it takes 1 hour, 2 hours to charge, and now it's just in trickle charge mode. It's overcharging. So it's actually a good thing from that sense.
Okay.
And that way, if you're using the device, it's just maintaining its charge. Good question. Do we have any other questions? Well, we don't have time anyway. Look at the time of the show.
Oh my gosh, it's gone.
It's gone.
Okay. So take care. Have peaceful, joyful
Why are we saying that? This
holidays.
Is our last show for the year.
Yes. Have peaceful, joyful holidays. For everybody in business, take a breath, work on your plans, organize your strategy, hug your kids, hug your partners, buy local. It's really important. The newest data shows that if we all buy one gift from a local small business owner, we will possibly add $2 billion into the economy this Christmas.
That's a great one. So when you look at that last minute gift, or even not last minute, like even restaurants, right?
Yep.
Don't support the small chains. Don't need to go out to the big. Well, you can, but go and find that little place out somewhere where you don't
anything
normally go.
Local. Think about it, and
regional.
Anything,
and regional.
Anything. Well, local is the first goal. So apart from that, look after yourselves. Thank you so much for your support in 2020. We'll see you in 2021.
Definitely.
We're gonna look a little bit different.
Are we?
Yeah.
Ooh, I like that. Something I've just found out.
Uncle Brett's gonna buy us a Jabra. Penticasti.
Penticasti, a Pentacast. Yeah, we've definitely gonna do something. We could get our
Uncle
look
Brett.
and feel. Uncle Brett.
Because
Uncle Brett.
And I asked Santa to buy us one.
Oh, good. Well, hello, Santa. Right. Well, then, till next year.
Yeah. Till next year.
Keep your screens clean
and your knobs very shiny.
Thank you.
Like the first grade.